You've probably heard the expression, dogs are a man's best friend. And while we wholeheartedly agree with that assessment, we find ourselves wondering, is man dog's best friend? Is this relationship two-sided, or are we just glorified food dispensers and personal space heaters? We asked people how they viewed their relationship with their dog, and everyone agreed.
I'd say she's pretty close to being what I like with my kid, honestly.
Oh my gosh, he's more like my baby. He's very spoiled. Very, very spoiled.
I just treat her like a baby. I know I do.
He is my family.
We were still not satisfied, so to answer this question, we took to the internet. A quick Google search led us to a dog enthusiast blogspot called Bark Post, who had published an article titled Scientific Proof That Dogs Love Us Like Family, which vaguely described two research studies and claimed to have irrefutable proof that while humans have always seen dogs as part of their family, dogs truly think of us as part of their family as well. We had some doubts. This was a media site run by dog lovers, people just like us, who want to believe that we are just as important to our pets. So to eliminate the potential bias, we decided to evaluate the main research study described by Bark Post, Scent of the Familiar, an fMRI study of canine brain responses to familiar and unfamiliar human and dog odors, published in Behavioral Processes Journal and conducted by Dr. Gregory S. Burns, Dr. Andrew M. Brooks, and Dr. Mark Spivak, discusses canine behavior by examining olfactory responses in the brain as a measure of favorability between relationships with humans and other dogs. The researchers had discovered in a previous study that the dogs have emotional responses similar to humans, which they believe suggests that dogs may form comparable familial attachments to their human owners. To distinguish how deep this connection runs, Burns, Brooks, and Spivak created their own study, where they were able to manipulate variables and witness how a dog's brain reacts to the scent of their owner. They began by gathering participants and ultimately selected a cohort of 12 dogs. Each pup went through a rigorous and unique training program which focused on acclimating each dog to the various stimuli found in an fMRI scanner, while remaining completely motionless for 1 minute. This training consisted of biweekly instruction at a private facility, as well as practice at home with props such as earmuffs, a chin rest, and a head coil. We tried this at home using our two adorable participants, Molly and Charlie. It took a few training sessions, but Molly got the gist of it.
Okay, this is our first attempt to train Molly to MRI settings. So she needs to stay really still and keep her head on the pillow.
Okay. Up,
And go down.
down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Okay, she's good.
Good. Ooh.
Good job, Mimi.
Charlie, however...
Oh,
We're now trying with Charlie.
damn. Come on. Okay. Down. Sit. Oh my gosh.
With the training complete, the pups were able to move on to the fMRI scans, or a functional magnetic resonance imaging scan. The first in a long series of tests were completed without presenting any scent in order to determine the baseline brain function for each dog. Researchers in this study then introduced various external stimuli, including the scents from their owner, a familiar dog, a random human, and an unfamiliar dog's armpit and genital area. A canine handler presented 10 repetitions of each scent in a random sequence, totaling 50 trials over a period of 2 runs. Each run lasted between 7 and 14 minutes and measured the hemodynamic response, or the rapid delivery of blood to the active brain tissues after stimulation. The more stimulating the variable is, the greater the hemodynamic response. In the observation chamber of the MRI room, an observer recorded the scent presentation trails, including the onset of the stimuli, hand signal, and reward, as well as the offset or retraction of the stimuli and hand. The onset of a scent trail was marked when the swab was in the proximity of the dog's nose. The offset was marked when the handler retracted it. Researchers also performed a whole brain group analysis and examined the main effect of the smell to verify the response was activated by the presented stimuli. The olfactory center, the part of our brain that interprets scent, was similarly activated by all of the presented stimuli. However, the caudate, the portion responsible for voluntary movement, was maximally activated by the familiar human. The caudate activation suggests that dogs were able to discriminate their owner's smell from all the others and had a significant positive association with it. In previous research, the ventral caudate in humans was similarly activated when showing the human subject a photo of a loved one. So obviously, dogs have some kind of positive relationship with their owners. Hey, at least they're thinking about us. But what about that old saying, a way to a dog's heart is through his stomach? Well, researchers can't be sure that this relationship is based on the dog's love for their human, or if it's really just a positive response towards the person who feeds them. So let's head back to that Bark Post article. Can we really be sure that dogs love us like family? According to the article, the answer, unfortunately, is still a maybe. We know their brains light up when they smell our stinky armpits. But with science aside, do you think your dog loves you?
Yes, I think he's in love with me.
I hope so. I mean, he better. No, I think he does. Because he knows, like, you can see in the dogs, like, you can feel their energy, whether they like you or not. And Boo Boo loves us. He's very spoiled, so we give him what he wants. He gives us love back.
And hey, if that isn't love, I don't know what is.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?